Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are getting crafty and we're gonna have so much fun making the easiest shaker card I've ever made. So I'm going to show you a technique that you've probably seen out and about with some other card makers, but it's going to be super fun. The first thing I'm going to do though is make my backgrounds. And so I'm pulling out these Spellbinders Jane Davenport watercolor markers. So essentially they are it's like markers you've probably seen before or that you probably have, but they have the colored liquid inside the barrel, and you're going to take them apart and put them together just like a sparkle pen or one of those glitter pens. You have to pull out that little green piece and then you can get the marker activated by just squeezing. So I'm going to put this down on my glass mat. Shout out to the glass mat because I've been using it for everything. And so I want to show you a couple other things that I do and why I love this mat so much. It's magnetic, by the way. So I'm going to spritz my watercolor cardstock here, and really what I'm doing, I do use this background but not for this video. I'm going to show you that these markers are super fun. I spritzed it with water and then I'm going to go right over it with the marker. Now look what I just did. Don't open your marker over your project. That would be my recommendation, that you do that off to the side. They are juicy, but really, really vibrant and really fun. So you can see that beautiful spreading that I'm getting, and that is really because I spritzed the paper first. So I'm using watercolor cardstock, and then you're gonna get that really, really fun sort of organic look. So I am just showing you how these markers work. You can do them. The project that we're going to do today is actually on dry cardstock, but these react so beautifully with the water. So I'm going back in with the darker purple. There's a light purple, dark purple, and then there's a darker pink and light pink too in the mix. So it's a really great set. I do recommend it if you're looking for a good watercolor marker type set. Okay, so I get that all done, and next I'm just going to go in and I'm going to do some ink smushing and make some backgrounds with these because the colors are just beautifully vibrant. And when I was doing that, I happened to have a little one leaning over me, who's not so little anymore, by the way. She's going to be 12 soon. And she wanted to play. So I said, get on in here, grab the cardstock, and get to smushing. So she was having a good time. It's hard to say no when they're there, because it's so fun for me. I want them to enjoy it too. So I am going to show you here how easy, and one of the reasons why I love this glass mat. I know this is not earth-shattering. Glass cleans up easy, but it's white and I can see all the colors that I'm working with. So again, plug for the mat. Okay, let's get into this background here. I'm going to use dry cardstock, and I'm just going to go in, and I wanted to see how they looked just straight onto the paper. And they're as beautiful as I imagined. So I just picked rainbow colors. Again, remember I told you open up your marker off of the project, which I learned my lesson, and thankfully I did. But I'm going to go through and just add those extra colors. Now I could have spritzed this with water and moved that color around, but I really just wanted to keep it just like it is. So once I get those all finished, I'm going to pull out my acetate. Now these are new acetate sheets from scrapbook.com, and I was expecting them to be A2 size. I don't know, I just assumed, but they're not, which is awesome. So I'm actually going to make a flat shaker. I'm cutting down my cardstock. I didn't really have to, but I wanted a little bit of extra to work with. So I cut this down to 5 inches by 4. 5.25 by 4. Sorry. And I'm just going to place my acetate sheet down and then my cardstock over it. And then I'm going to take some really strong adhesive to hold it. Now I needed assistance and I don't have a third hand. She left me. So I'm going to use my little magnet that comes with this glass mat. By the way, I will link below this glass mat, and I talked to the company, Glassboard, and they said that my 20% coupon for all of you is still active. So if you are interested in this mat, head below and you'll see you can grab that coupon code. Okay, so I'm going to put, again, a thin layer of this double-sided adhesive. This is from scrapbook.com too. It's very strong, and I'm going to place that down. You could score your acetate first to make it bend easier, and you may get a little bit more of a flat surface. But the reason I didn't do that is because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to line it up perfectly. But all I did, because again that magnet is holding that down for me, I'm just pulling this off and I am pressing it down as hard as possible. Once I do one side, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put a thicker adhesive on there. And you can just see what I'm doing here. I'm just bringing it over and folding it down. It's very, very simple. But I did not want to cut off anything, and so of the excess, so I'm just going to keep folding itself on itself. And if you have a really good double-sided adhesive, it's going to work perfectly for you. So you don't really need to worry about anything seeping out. So I'm going to do 3 sides of this shaker, okay? And I'm going to fold over this 3rd side, and I'm doing it, you know, pretty strongly. I want to make sure that it closes as good as possible. Another thing about this acetate that's awesome, it's thick. So it's really sturdy. I really like that. And I'll do another video on the acetate in itself. I'm going to take my little scooper and I'm going to scoop in some innards. So you can just choose whatever ones you want. I wanted some stars. I put sequins in there. Some silver kind of stars. They're a little bit star-shaped. And just all my favorite things. I wanted to just put all my favorite things. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a hard time gauging if it's too much of a shaker bits, if it's not enough. I just can't get the mix right, I don't think, because I think I always want to put too much. Now, I pulled out these sentiments here that I've had. I keep all my sentiments when I do them all at once. And I am going to cut out 3 different ones. So, miss you, XOXO, and you're the best. And I'm going to bubble cut them, which means I just cut around the word itself so it looks like they're die cut. And guess what, folks? I'm just throwing these in there. That's it. I'm not even putting any adhesive. They're going to be a shaker party of these sentiments right on inside. And I'm going to make sure that they are facing the right direction, so when I seal this bad boy up, you are not going to be able to shift those around or move them. So I put my final adhesive right down, and then I have a super fun party inside this shaker. It was so easy to make. I didn't need to use any foam tape. It was just, I'm giddy over it. I'm going to be making tons more. Now I'm going to pull out my card base here. This is some Accent Opaque in the 100 pound. It's my favorite cardstock to use pretty much for everything. It's thick enough for die cutting. It's great for ink blending. I did a full review video on why you should switch to this cardstock, particularly for my frugal friends, because that is me. It is so affordable. Okay, I'm going to use the scrapbook.com Brights A2 size card panel here for the colored cardstock. Beautiful bright pink. And then I'm going to place that down onto my card base. So that is our super simple, super fun party in a shaker. I hope you liked this video. I hope you had fun with me. I will show you some still photos here, but stick around for a couple more seconds because I'm going to show you some of the other cards I've been making. So I've been pretty busy. Got back in the craft room, got a little bit of my mojo back. So I'm very excited about that. So here, for this cards right here, I used the Harvest Smooth cardstock, and I did a lot of fun just doing some stenciling on the backgrounds and then using some gold accents. I really like that color theme. And then this card right here, I did some strips of different color cardstock, and then I put a stencil over it, the garden flower garden stencil, and used gold embossing powder for that contrast. That one was a lot of fun. And then here I just used some more strips, placed them down, and then used the lattice stencil over that with, again, some glitter, some silver glitter embossing. So if you're interested in any of the products I use, they'll all be linked below. Don't forget to check out that coupon for 20% off if you're interested in the glass mat. I will see you all in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.